She never basic, body so damn embrace. She give me patience. These are the type of girls, they don't even mean shit. And if I say I love you, then you know I mean it.
Hey, this shit be motivating when you're in the Army, though. So what's up, man? So we're here with another Von's Opinion, man. And today, man, it's a great day for all the veterans. It's a great day for everybody who's been affiliated with the military. You get to kind of relapse and get to kind of rethink about the time that you had while you were in service. Right now, I've just been looking at some of the videos, drill sergeants saying, doing cadence and things of that nature, man, and just reflecting back. Having conversations about, my past time in the military, man. I was a tyrant. I was off the chain. Shout out to the lady drill sergeant that can sing good cadence too. It's fire. That's one thing I think we needed a lot more of. Female drill sergeants who could sing cadence. We had a lot of female drill sergeants who could, though. I ain't gonna say we could. One thing I'm gonna say about black soldiers singing cadence, we put some soul in that shit. It be live. Black drill sergeants, black NCOs, period, who sing cadence, they be putting that remix on that motherfucker. To talk about my time in the military, and my experience with the military. Anybody who's met me, anybody who's been around me, know I've been just an individual. Like all my military time, who I am as a person, my personality. I'm just an individual, man. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like, wasn't an army rule that can hold me. I ain't gonna lie to you. Wasn't no UCMJs, none of that can hold me. Shout out all the people that I serve with, everybody that I've experienced life with in this military life, and who all was around me from the start of basic training to my last day in the military. So I was enlisted for was it 5? I think it was 5 or 6 years. So came in. What influenced me to go into the military first? What made me want to go into the military was the fact that I knew that football was kind of coming to an end, as far as like going to the collegiate level and things of that nature. And so I just knew, like, I had to find something else. I didn't want to be a person who didn't have, the things that I wanted in life. When you come from a background, like I come from Dayton, Ohio. Shout out 937 Dayton, Ohio. Everybody in the city. I just see a bunch of hustlers. I will say that it's a lot of hustlers in Dayton, Ohio, and shout out to them and salute to them. However you get it, however they get it, we gonna get it any kind of way. I feel like coming from where we coming from, I was just having a conversation with my dog about this, like coming from that environment, that neighborhood, those neighborhoods out there. You gotta find a something. You gotta find something that gets you going, keep you going. You know what I'm saying? You see so much in Dayton. You see the worst and the good in life. You see the best life in Dayton, Ohio. You can see that in Dayton, and you can see the worst places ever in Dayton, Ohio, like some just real terrible places. So And you see all kinds of people there. You meet a lot of walks of life down there. So growing up, I never knew nothing about Wright Pat Air Force Base. When I was a young kid, we didn't go out there. We didn't do anything out there. I didn't even know it was a military installation in my city. Literally until I came back to Dayton, Ohio. So, Dayton, Ohio has Wright Pat Air Force Base. I was never influenced in life before about the military until about high school, when I started to see like offers declining and certain offers not happening for football, and I just knew like, okay, time for me to make a decision on what I want to do with my life. So, my mom initially had took me to a recruiting station. I chopped it up with the recruiter, you know what I'm saying? We had conversations and things like that, and where I wanted to go in my life and what I want to do. So give everybody a straight up point of where I was at. I was just trying to get in and get the bag. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. So I did DOD bomb specialist.
Ain't no fucking way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
That was my first job I picked. After I passed all my qualifications, I passed with an overall score, I think like of an 89 on the ASVAB. I don't know if that's good, bad, terrible. I don't really know. I just trying to get in. So I took the ASVAB once, got in. I wasn't a total scholar kid, but I wasn't dumb either. I was very academically aware and academically decent. I was really good with reading, literature, writing, things of that nature. Hence the why I did music after the military.
I feel like when I wrote this bitch, I feel like Wayne or something. I
just gotta do a little freestyle real quick.
Best rapper alive, nigga, what he said. Rambo, I'm a next nigga, what's up? Yeah. I'm a long dread rocker, big bottle popper. I'm a bad bitch stopper. I ain't stopping for no coppers. I got Cartier vision. I love bitches with extension. I'm a grade A nigga. I don't talk it, bitch. I live it. I don't rock with.
But when I got in, I picked the job as a DOD bomb specialist. At the time, I was working at Home Depot and Panera Bread to, save a little money up and do the things that I wanted to do, pay my phone bill, small shit like that. So got out of there, and we went down there to the recruiting station. So once I got my contract signed and I knew this what I was doing, I stopped working. I was like, fuck it, I could live off these last couple checks, which I really couldn't. But I tried to make it. I tried to stretch it as long as I could. But at that point in time, I had my best friend Tay, man, love him to death. And I apologize to this day, man. Like, I didn't want the decision of him going to the military because Tay had open offers. He had, scholarships or schools that were willing to pick him up for football, based off of his talents alone and his academic presence. I didn't want me joining to be a reflection of him joining, and knowing that, you can go to war and things of that nature. I didn't want that to, be an influence, me being an influence of that, and something could have happened to my bro, you know what I'm saying? But everything worked out. He's still here. He's doing his thing. He taught me about a lot about life after getting out. But yeah, man. I didn't tell my best friend I was going to Mexico. I didn't tell my best friend my date until after I had signed my contract. So I mean, that might sound fucked up, like, damn, that ain't no best friend. Like, nah, but like I said, I didn't want my decision to be his decision to be based off of something that I was doing at all. Not saying that I had heavy influence on his decision making, but I just knew that we wanted to kind of have the same goals in life. But I wanted him to make the goal and decision on his own. So I don't even think we talked. I think we talked about that once or twice, but yeah, I I didn't want him to base his military career based off of me. I wanted him to do his thing and live his life and be the best person that he could be. So I remember even telling him, I was at the crib. That was like my last week of work, and I had told him, I was like, hey man, pull up to the crib. You feel me? We had both just got cars at the time, or no, I still had my car because I was still staying at my mom's house. So yeah, I had the car or whatever, and he had a car. We had our two. We had I forgot what he called his car, but I called mine Sierra because it was a 1991 Cutlass Sierra Burgundy. It was pushable for me at the time. Like, I ain't gonna hold you, but I knew what I wanted in life and what I wanted to have and the things that I wanted to have. So, he comes over, we chopped it up, and I was like, hey man, I got something to tell you, bro. He's like, what up, bro? Like, what's up? I never not tell this dude anything. He's my best friend, literally. And I never forget when I came back in there with the packet and the paperwork signed. He was like, what the fuck, bro? You did this, bro? Like, you went on You signed your contract? I'm like, yeah, man, I gotta get the fuck up out of here, man. And at the time, anybody who knew me at the time knew that I was going through a lot with my mom. And, I loved her to death, but, we just didn't clash right with lifestyles. I wanted to be more out there and experience life in a different way. She had already experienced, or she wanted to try to teach me a lot of different things from her perspective. And, sometimes I will say this: experience is the best teacher. Learning through experiences are the best teachers. Like, I had to learn a lot of things, even though my mom drilled it in my head, certain things of what to do, what not to do, how to go about things, how not to go about them. I had to learn them on my own. And the decisions and mistakes that I made were all based on me. So, yeah, after chopping it up with him, you know what I'm saying? I now have this date to leave. I don't want to put bruh business out there, but I forgot why he didn't go right away. I don't know exactly the reason. I do, but I'm not gonna say it. But yeah, we had the conversation, we chopped it up, and we talked. And I don't know if he felt the way. I still don't know. I will have to probably call him on and see what he said. But yeah, I don't really know his viewpoint of it. But yeah, I'm gonna see. I'm gonna get that, and I'm gonna ask him and see what he say. But yeah. So after that, it was off to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. Now, prior to that, I had been to Detroit. I've been to a lot of places with the football and track teams that I played on. But as far as like going somewhere let's go back. We gotta go back. We gotta go way back. We gotta we gotta start in the beginning. So before that process, after you take the MEPS test, I'm gonna give y'all I'm gonna give y'all a tour guide of how this go. So after you before you sign your contract, you gotta take a test. You gotta take a test called the ASVAB test, which I told you I had an overall score of 89. Pass with an overall score. It limited your score is gonna limit what jobs you can get. So that's just something that everybody need to know. If you go in there, go take that ASVAB test, unless it's the time of like needs of the army, they're gonna take you for whatever. Mainly infantry, but they're gonna take you for whatever. So if your ASVAB has some type of highness to it, you get better jobs as like military intelligence, things of that nature. Just to give everybody a heads up. I don't know now; it may have changed, but at that time, that's what it was for me. Hopefully, they still go off the same grading scale and rubrics or whatever they do. So, got 89. I got when I got in there, it was infantry, which was needs of the army. Don't let them fool y'all with that. Needs of the army is whatever the army needs. You know what I'm saying? At that time. So it was infantry, of course, that comes up on everybody. And then the two jobs that I got was truck driver and DOD specialist. Now, every day the needs of the army may change or open positions may come available. So what you have to do is, you got to play it by ear. But me, I ain't play shit by ear. I was ready to get the hell out of Dayton, Ohio. I love my city, but I was ready to go. So I picked DOD bomb specialist. Bomb specialist goes out overseas, find bombs. Now that I look at the position, there's nothing for you to do here in garrison, which garrison is when you're in state, in country. It's a formal unit. They abide by the rules to a T. They do everything by a T, by the military handbook, and that's how you run it. Now, Oconus, which I love Oconus, that's overseas. That's where you get to kind of really see who you are as a leader. We're gonna get to that in a little bit. But yeah, I go after I take my test, after everything, you have to go to a place called MEPS, which is like basically like a health evaluation that you have to pass before you go. But it's all it runs concurrent with like the process. So like when you have your date for MEPS, it's 9 times out of 10 probably 2 days or a day before you actually leave. So at the time that I left, which is kind of fucked up, but the time that I left for basic, me and my mom really wasn't seeing eye to eye. So I had a early bus ride to Columbus, Ohio. I think it was like 7:30, but Tay's dad, rest in peace, Tay's dad. He was real punctual on things like that. Like he was like, "Nah, let's get you to get where you need to be." So, I had stayed at the house with him, and I actually got sent off by Tay and his dad. I didn't get sent off by my mom or my brothers or a big going away thing. No pictures were really taken except for with me and Tay and things of that nature. But let's not dive too deep into that. But long story short, man, I think that was the first moment that I knew that I was becoming an adult. Yeah, I think that's when I realized, like, regardless of who they're for you, which I don't hope everybody else don't take this in their lifestyle or take this because this could be a negative way to look at things. I'm just now, you know, I'm 30 plus now, so I'm just now at a point in life to say I do need that family camaraderie. I do need somebody there to be there for my down days or my good days or to celebrate good things with. I never really had that. So now that I see that and I get that opportunity, it's kind of like, damn, like, you know, I love it for what it is because I didn't grow up with that. You know, a little bit more background, high school graduation, Tay and his dad was there for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I respect Pops to the fullest, love Pops to death. You know, I'm hurt that he gone, but you know, things have occurred, and you know, we have to continue to move on life. But I'll never forget the things that he instilled in me as a person. So moving forward, yeah, I go up to MEPS. Now, I am a rule breaker. I am a close to the edge person. I am a person that take risk. I am the ultimate risk taker at this age of my life, this time of my life. You know, I joined at 18, so I am the ultimate risk taker. I'm looking at this like the world is my planet. It's in my hand. I'm gonna do whatever I want in this world. You know what I'm saying? So I go up to MEPS. When you go to MEPS, they say, hey, you know, when you up here, don't do any drinking, don't do any drugs, don't do anything. Because like I said, it's a medical evaluation. They give you shots, they pull blood, they do all kinds of stuff. Check vertebrae, bodies, you know, spine. They check your feet, everything. Healthy kid, but you know, I still did things that I wanted to do. So the night before MEPS, I had knew somebody that went up to MEPS with me. So when you get to MEPS, it's basically like y'all have like a breakfast, or if you get up there late, y'all have like lunch or whatever. But you basically kind of relaxing in the room because the next day in there in the hotel, like it's like a little lobby area, not a lobby area, but like the MEPS facility. They take you to the MEPS facility pretty early. You go through and run through all these tests. You go back to the hotel and you relax. You basically just chilling. You know what I'm saying? Talking to your people, you know, communicating about what's going on. You just really in the room. But me, I am a risk taker and I am a person that enjoys camaraderie. I like to, unite people. Let's have a good time. Let's figure it out. So when we were at the hotel, we had a bus that was there for us. So we went after MEPS. No, before MEPS. I'll take that back. Before MEPS. We had went, mind you, I'm not of age to drink. So the bus took us to this liquor store. People got drinks, cigarettes, whatever they were doing. We get everybody into one floor in one room. And so what happened is if you go to MEPS, you know that they have 2 floors for men and 1 floor for women. And they locked the elevators and they didn't lock the back staircase. We went down from the male floor, we went down to the female floor. Had a ball down there, kicked it, vibe, talk shit, whoop-de-whoop. Now I met a young lady that I knew from my hometown. She went to my high school, which was my rival, our high school rival. I knew her, you know, she had dealt one of my homeboys at the time. Boom. We link up, we go back to the room. Now, mind you, the rules before MEPS is not to consume any alcohol, do any tobacco beverages, do any drugs, and not to have sex. Lost my mind, went up there, had a good time, and wound up doing that. Now I'm thinking like, oh shit, like damn, I ain't think about this. We both sweated in the lines for what we have to do. But not to come to realization, there really isn't nothing that can come from you having sex but pregnancy or STDs.
Ain't no fucking way, boy.
And those 2 things they can fix before basic training or hold you back before basic training due to pregnancy. And they'll let you come in another time, but you have to have a family care plan, blah, blah, blah. But none of that happened. We were safe and whatever the case may be. Went through, had our test done, went the next day. I think she left the day before me, and then I left the next day afterwards. So now I'm on this long ass ride to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. Mind you, I'm in the Midwest, so that's not really far, but it's just a long ride. That bus ride was so quiet initially when we first got on the bus because it's just everybody that we've never met these people in any type forms of walks of life. I don't know who this person is, that person is, but I'm gonna tell you what I do. I conjugate with the African Americans because I'm black. Meet the black people, we get to chopping it up, talking, whoopty-whooping, having conversations, whatever. And the ride became fun. Like we back there talking, singing songs. Like you would have think we knew each other for years, but we thought that this was gonna be our unit of people that we go through the military system with. Wrong answer. Soon as we get to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, we get off the bus. They hooting and hollering, talking crazy to us. They taking our phones. I'm like, what kind of shit is this? Like it was just like it was like a eye opener. Like it's, the shock value that the military tried to do is just crazy, and people with that aren't strong mentally, they can break them. Me, I'm nowhere near that, so I ain't taking this shit. Get in my face, yell at me. Just don't touch me. You feel me? We cool. We can handle that. But I feel like the drill sergeants know they're people too. They can sense certain type of energies and vibes from certain people, and I just don't think I give off that vibe like to fuck with me at all, or don't play with me. Like they don't know my background. I don't know theirs. You don't know my triggers. I don't know yours. At that time, I was pretty young in life, so I didn't really have triggers. But yeah, it was wild. Like just seeing how they did certain people, or they affected certain people, and how people, came from it. It was just a crazy thing. So I go to third. I forgot what my actual unit was at my training station for basic training, but I go to third platoon Coyotes. We were red. That was my favorite color, which I thought was a crazy coincidence. So get there, I have Drill Sergeant Lifer and Drill Sergeant Alvarenga. Drill Sergeant Alvarenga was a female, and I love her to this day. Like I love her to death now. Drill Sergeant Alvarenga was my dog after it. Well, it started to happen. The friendship started to happen in between, like in the middle of our rotation and towards the end. And the rotation is basically the cycle that you're in basic training for. So we started to kind of like bond just a little bit. I started to become like her go-to guy for certain things. Now at this time, I meet Anthony Maddox. I meet Darius Jones, Bernard Nelson, which we call Drizzy, Clarence Moore, rest in peace. Also rest in peace to Maddox. And that was like our little little clique. You know what I'm saying? Like that was our group of people. Like them was my dogs. Like through the whole 10 weeks. Now in that 10 weeks of basic training, I think I learned that I was just a class clown asshole. I didn't give a fuck. Like this was my shit. I ain't give a fuck with nobody who. I ain't give a fuck about no drill sergeant. I ain't give a fuck about none of that shit. This was my shit. I'm gonna run this motherfucker. So I challenged every rule that we had. So when you first get there, they take all your personal items, they put them in this damn closet. You ain't supposed to see the motherfuckers for 10 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that. Me, I'm a rule breaker. So if Alvarenga see this, I'm sorry to let you know. Just our life, if you see this, I'll be honest right here. I was the one that went into the personal items closet and took the phone, got me and my partner's phones, and yeah, we was kicking it. Now let me tell you some bitch ass shit though. Let me tell y'all some fuck shit that happened. So though, in the military we get these real thick wool blankets. Anybody that know me, I don't sleep in the thickest of no material. It's a wrap. I'm done with it. I don't like to be hot when I'm sleeping. I like to be in like a neutral, cool, kind of warm, kind of cozy type vibe. I don't like to be too hot or anything. So even the blanket I have on my bed now is it's probably the smallest blanket. Like it's just one of those terry cloth type blankets, real fuzzy. It's like a throw blanket. I don't really have like a comforter blanket. But anyway, so we get our phones, mind you. Everybody who know Wade know I don't like to be hot when I sleep, but I had I had my phone out and I had myself underneath the phone, and I'm on Facebook chopping it up with people. I'm doing me. I'm in there texting Tay. It's lit. Like they like, how you get your phone? I'm like, man, I went up in there and got my shit. I'm talking shit, crazy shit. So we had this shit called like guard at night guard. They would walk the floors. It was only for like an hour back at basic training. But you'll wake up and just sleep. You will pull guard for our unit, just like as if we were in the field. You pull guard for all the soldiers, and you be aware of what's going on outside in our surroundings, so that way we can alert who need to be alerted for whatever's going on. Man, I can't say this soldier name, but I'm gonna tell you this: you a fuck nigga for this, man. I'm just gonna be real. I ain't got nothing to hide with this shit. Man, he comes in and I feel somebody tap my shoulder because, mind you, I'm in the cut on that top bunk. I'm in that motherfucker. We call it zerked out on that phone.
Yeah.
I was zerked out on that phone. You hear me? I'm in that motherfucker getting busy. At the time, I had dated a girl named I can't say her name either, but I dated a girl and I found out through Facebook that she had a little new nigga, you feel, a little whoop de whoop. So I'm like, fuck this. I'm on that motherfucker texting her, going crazy. You know what I'm saying? Talking shit to her. Actually, around that time when we have our weapons, you get your M16 issue, you get to name it or label it. I named mine her name. That's the crazy part about the whole situation. I was pissed. So the next morning I get another piece of tape from Miss Drill Sergeant Alvarenga, and I write the new name on there. I changed my name on my weapon. It was that deep for me at that time, which really didn't fucking matter. I didn't end up marrying a girl or having kids with her, so it don't even matter. But yeah, man, I get on Facebook, I text him, like, bro, you see this shit? He like, yeah, bro, I didn't want to tell you about it, whoop de whoop, just being a real nigga, because at the time, anything can happen. I don't want to go crazy in that motherfucker, start flipping out or tripping out, and mental health is very serious for us males and just soldiers in general. A lot of soldiers go through mental health that people can't even imagine. So if you are going through mental health and you have issues with your thoughts and just being comfortable in your surroundings in life, man, I advise you to go get some type of help, man. Go see a doctor or something. And that's for real. That's for me. But yeah, man, I'm texting Tay, man. This man hit my shoulder and say, "Wait, how'd you get your phone? Why are you, man? First of all, shut the fuck up, man. You doing too much. Be quiet. Like you putting it out there. This motherfucker gave me an ultimatum. He say, you make sure you get this phone back in there or I'm telling drill sergeant. Man, fuck you. That's what I want to say. But I was like, all right, man, you feel? Because I didn't want to make it a big problem because we were in an open man bay room. So I had 2, 4, I slept on a bed bunk by myself. So 5, it was 5 people in the room. So I'm like, all right, cool, people. So the next day, I go tell everybody what happened. They're like, man, you better put that phone back. Whoop de whoop. I'm like, all right, cool. So we put the phones back. We get out of that situation. But he still went and told the drill sergeant like a fuck nigga. You know what I'm saying? Just some lame shit that people do. Tells the drill sergeant. They do a shakedown of the whole barracks. They looking for any contraband, whatever. So Drill Sergeant Lifer was I don't think he was on vacation or leave, but I think that it was his weekend off. And he had found out. This happened on like a Friday. So while that's happening, he comes in at 3 a.m., wake us all up, tell us to go downstairs, be outside. We stand in formation. It's cold ass shit. We the only unit out there. We the only platoon out there of the whole unit. So we out there. He's sitting in the war room window. He said, anybody gonna tell me who went into the personal closet and retrieved cell phones? I'm in that motherfucker shock. Now there's this thing that they like to do. It's like a shock value thing that they do that I noticed in the military. And it's basically like they will say something to retroact and make you feel away. So basically he said, we can run the towers, and you can't run no tower drill song life. It was me. It was me that got the phone. Now I ain't telling shit. I ain't no snitch. I ain't gonna snitch on nobody nor myself. We all got to get in trouble for this shit. That's just how I felt. So me, Maddox, Nelson, and Jones looking nervous as fuck. But nobody say nothing. But he make us come out there. He do this little shit where we run up the stairs, come back down, he call a soldier. We all come up the stairs, come back down. It's just crazy. So another thing. So when you're in basic training, the weekends are pretty easy. It was laid back then. Like we didn't get our cell phones except for like probably an hour, and you have to earn that hour due to our behavior and assessments of how we did throughout the week during different activities. So one thing that also happened when I was in the military, and this is history where the name Rambo come from. We used to go to the range, and when we go to the range, I always was like, man, what if a motherfucker just stood up and started busting that motherfucker? Because you had 3 different positions. You had the prone, kneeling, and standing shooting positions. So everybody was in the prone position where you're laying flat on your stomach and you shooting your rifle, looking through the sights and shit like that, hitting targets. I knew that the range wasn't over, and when the range is hot, there is no sudden movements. You have to be still and be in that certain position or whatever position is until you're instructed by the tower guard to let you know what position to move into. So my dumb ass get up, I put my M16 on my hip like it's I don't know what the fuck it was, and I started shooting it at the hip. Her name was Drill Sergeant Ancheo, Ancheo, I think it was. So I might be saying it wrong. And I'm not sure. I think she was Philippines. Man, she came over and tackled the fuck out of me. This lady was no more than like probably 5'3", 5'4", smaller than me, and tackled the shit out of me. I had never been tackled like that on a football field ever. So after that happened or whatever, that's where it kind of like Drill Sergeant Lifer gave me Article 15 for it, and he called me. He said, I don't know who you thought you were, Rambo? That kind of was something that just kind of stuck with me, and that's where the name Rambo come from. Everybody asked me that name, like, where did that name Rambo fame come from? The fame came a little later, but that's where I kind of picked up that name from, just playing around and stuff like that. And I actually became a great shooter in the military, and had a good BRM, which is your marksmanship and shooting level in the military. So it was pretty dope. Like in my neighborhood, I learned how to shoot guns a different way. In the military, I learned how to shoot them correctly and learn different types of guns and different. I shot the 203, the 249, 240 Bravo, M4, M16, M9, which is a handgun. So just different things that you just get comfortable with and get aware with and know how to do things. And I think it's just things that you put in your toolbox. So I was the ultimate warrior. I felt like I was trying everything. Whatever it was, I'm trying to put it in my toolbox to say that I've had some type of experience with it. That's what the military was for me. So my personality really started to come out of AIT because they kind of loosened up the restraints on us. When I went to AIT, I was off the chain. I was just a different nigga. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I was an African American still in the military. Like, nothing changed. It was just, this is who I was. I knew this is who I was gonna be. I knew that this was the person that I wanted to be. I knew how fun I was. I knew I brought my personality out in AIT. So AIT, I had a drill sergeant. Well, we call him cadre because I don't think they were drill sergeant. They were just instructors though. And me and him just we never seen eye to eye, like ever. So when that happened, I forgot his name. He did not like me, and I ain't like him for shit. Like, I didn't like him at all. Like, to this day, fuck that boy. But pause. But long story short, he really kind of like pissed me off. Like, he rubbed me the wrong way because he didn't want me to be an individual. He wanted me to follow suit with everybody else, and I pushed against the grain every fucking time. If we were marching, I made a cadence about him. That motherfucker, Sergeant Contreras. That's his fucking name. That's his fucking name, Sergeant Contreras. My bad. I don't like you, boy. Nah, it's all love now. I have no hate towards you, but I didn't like you at AIT. But nah, Sergeant Contreras, me and him we bumped heads so fucking hard, man. Like, he was the rain on my parade, man. Like, I just did not like him at all. Like, AIT, I really got to turn up a little bit. I was feeling myself in AIT. We go to PX. I got a little money now. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing these checks pile up. Let's go back to that. I've heard this story from a lot of soldiers. Let's go back to the checks and the money in the military. And this is something that happened myself. And new soldiers, when you get in, that's your money. I will say this to any soldier. We think so much at how we need to reach back and help people, and people have lived their lives, man. When you get in that military, ain't nobody walking them doing that shit with you. Ain't nobody go through that C-burn with you. Ain't nobody doing them push-ups with you. Ain't nobody doing them PT tests with you. Ain't nobody doing them motherfucking field events with you in that motherfucking cold or hot weather wherever you at. Nobody's doing this with you. So your money is your money. If you have anybody linked to your account when you first go in, cut them off. If you feel like you got to help family out, you don't. You are now your own. You are on your own, and you are living your life now. Live it and be great at it. That's it. That's it. There's nothing else to it. Yeah, me and Sergeant Contreras we were like oil and water. Whenever he was on duty to watch us, I hated him. Like, I did. The weekends come, this motherfucker take my pass, which leads to my first Article 15. Like, nigga, you take my pass? Like, what the fuck is you talking about? I had one of the highest PT scores. I think one of the highest. I ran the fastest in PT at the PT test, but one of the highest PT scores. I just got my bolos. Hold on, let me take this. I just got my bolo picture from my brother. I was really most wanted in the military. This shit is crazy. Shout out Miles, man, for sending me this shit. Yeah, I was really bolo out here. I don't know if it's still showing, but I was really out here bolo, man. I was really bolo. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, if y'all can see it. But I'm gonna put it on there, man, for y'all. But yeah, man, I was really bolo out here. But anyway, yeah, like I forgot what it was. I think we came back from an FTX. I don't know. I probably had to get the comments from this to know, but I think it was an FTX. I came back from the FTX, and that's when I did the cadence about him. And I called him all kinds of shit in the cadence. And as I was marching the unit, like they was laughing and shit. But I didn't know I was working my ass out of the past. I didn't know that's what I was doing. But so cadence. Let's talk about that. Cadence is what I was listening to in the beginning of this video. Cadence is a motivator for me in the military. I love music, so it was like an ultimate motivator for me. You could sing a cadence, man, that felt I could feel it. That's when I think my love for music really came. Knowing that I could hear things and it made me feel a way. That's when I knew music was like something that really like I loved about it. Like I love the cadence in the military. I love the soulfulness from it. We had a drill sergeant in basic training. He was African American. We had a female one, and we had Drill Sergeant Alvarenga. They sung cadence that I could correlate with my life, which I think a lot of people could, but it was just the soul. I'm telling you, it's a different thing when you have an ethnic person singing cadence. The soul in that, it'd be so different. We put a little bit of that, that R&B in that cadence. It feels different. But yeah, so AIT, we come back from FTX. I think we did awesome. Had a good time. We in formation. We breaking it down so we can go back in. Releasing the formation to go back in the barracks. We're going to get cleaned up and stuff. I think that was our first 3-day one. He say, this weekend you do have a pass. And he was like, there are a couple people on my list who do not have a pass. I'm like, damn. Could be me. I know I balled out. I did my thing in this FTX. First name he say, Wade. No pass. I said, damn, G.
Oh, that's fucked up too.
He kept me locked in the bees, man. I ain't gonna hold you. The bees is the barracks, our housing facility. Kept me locked in the bees, man. I'm hurt. Like, everybody around me get to go out. You feel me? But that ain't the worst part. So we go to so I had a little hustle going on, by the way, too. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was in the military, I am a hustler. Now I'm not gonna say anything that incriminates me to anything, but I will say this. I knew how to get money outside that military. So when I was in the military, I still was nice with the Clippers. I can fade a nigga up, line him up, get him teed up for whatever he got going on. And people would come to me to get cuts because I had Clippers and I cut my own hair. Man, right-handed guy, man. Again, snitching. Just snitches in the Army. A motherfucker snitched on me in the bees, and I think that was what made me lose my second pass. Which I ain't tripping, what I'm saying? It ain't no big pass, it ain't nothing really happening. But yeah, that fucked me up. That pissed me off. Like, I'm a young nigga getting a little money, man. I wasn't charging up to $10 for the cuts, man. I think it was $5 or $10. I wasn't even charging like that, man. But again, that's a rule that is in the military, or on the facility, installation rules. I can't cut hair on the base, so I know that. That was me. I fucked up. So then, now this other thing, you know what? I'm gonna let y'all just watch the video, and we gonna come back and talk about it. I'm gonna let y'all watch the video.
Pillow party.
Man, let me go in first. Introduction. Here we go. Garcia, the room, tackle Garcia. Fuck, let's go.
So as y'all can see in that video, yeah, I was holding the camera the whole time. But long story, what happened is, man, that was Garcia, man. He was pissing me off all week, for like 2 weeks, man. He was talking crazy when he got the PG position, just talking outside of his neck, man. I just didn't fuck with that. So we had a little pillow party, man. We welcomed him to the unit. We brought him in. We had to welcome him in, and I was the initiator. I will say this. So Sergeant Contreras, that no pass for the weekend, I deserved it, but I got my lick back. I got my lick first. That was your lick back to take away my pass. But yeah, man. Yeah, I wasn't going for none of that shit, man. I'm me. So listen, this is how I felt when I was in the Army, man. Any unit I came to, that was my unit. That was my house. Y'all, this is how we running shit. I got away with a lot of things in the military, and I suffered punishment for a lot of things. one moment that always stick out to me in the military, more than anything, was picking our duty stations. And AIT, I don't know how this happened, but me, Nelson, Darius Moore, Anthony Maddox, and Joshua Moore, we were all picking our duty stations for where we were going to go to for our first duty station after our training was done. And that's when we saw each other. It was like, oh, what up, boy? Oh, you know, what up? Yeah, my nigga. What's up, my nigga? Yeah, we was team. We was excited to see each other. We hadn't seen each other for however many more weeks. But I think that they still had more time left. But we had to go up to the front with the S1 to set up our places that we wanted to go. So I chose nothing but overseas. Didn't want to go back home. Didn't want to be stateside. I want to try something different. I don't know any of my family members that went to Korea. I don't know anybody that can say they experienced that in their life, you know, from my family. Only 2 people in my family from my mom and dad side that I know that went into the military, and one didn't even make it. He went back to the house. He went back to the crib. So I feel like I've accomplished a lot with the military. I feel like the military has given me so much more than I can ask for in life. And I'm thankful, you know, I'm blessed about it. And one thing I would say to any of my vets, man, is, oh, my bad. Back to the point. I wanted to get away, and I remember this for some reason, this day stick out to me I don't know why. It just always stick out to me. We was in line just joking, and like I said, it had been a long time since we had all seen each other. And you know, to this day, it's still it's so vibrant. Like I can still feel the atmosphere or smell the atmosphere or feel like I'm in that atmosphere if ever I had these dreams about it. But it's like we was sitting there kicking it, me, Nelson, Jones, Maddox, Moore. We was all kicking and talking shit. And, you know, we had got the paperwork to fill out where we was going. But we had to come back in I think 2-3 weeks later, we came back and met again. And they actually gave us our orders. And something about this line thing that just still sticks with me. And I don't know if it's something that was foreshadowed after I looked at it or not. But initially, Maddox was ahead of me. But we was in line joking and playing. And the cadre at the time was like, hey, y'all, come on, let's get in line. Let's get this done and get y'all orders. And I don't know if it plays a factor or not. But when I got my orders, and the way that, because my last name is Wade, when I got my orders, it's like I went ahead of Maddox to get my orders, and I got Korea. And he got, I forgot what unit he got. I think he got Clarksville. Oh, no, he got New York, and he got deployed. And, you know, I swear, man, I think that's just always something that just plays in my head. Like, damn, was that deployment for me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how they do the ordering or how is it set up, or if it was already pre-set up and they just gave it to me, or it was already, you know, delegated on who was going where and things of that nature. But I always sit there and think of that, man, when I sit back and I just kind of reflect on that day. That really sticks out to me. So let's fast forward. Y'all know my bro. He's been on a couple of episodes. He's been on one of the podcasts with me. Cordero, that's where I met my dog. Now, mind you, let me tell y'all about this shit. So, me and Miles, or Cord as y'all know him, we met in AIT. He was in AIT the whole time with me. I'm gonna have to get his perspective of it. Hey, so what would you say when we first got to when we was in AIT? What would you say you thought of me, bro?
This nigga a clown, man.
Okay, wait. So what did you think as far as, like, why didn't you think that we was as close as we was in Korea as we was in AIT?
So we didn't talk like that in AIT. I just knew you was silly as fuck. I was like, this nigga a clown, man. But I wouldn't say we weren't close. I just ain't I ain't know you like that.
Yeah.
So when I got there, I had who I was cool with. Who I was cool with.
Yeah. So some of them had came from bases with you.
Nah, I met Smith. I forgot where the fuck I met Smith. But man, him just we got that wood too quiet ass nigga just chilling for real.
Yeah.
Okay. And you was just loud as fuck.
So what would you say about when you met me in the military? What would you say was the difference from the people that you met prior to, or was I like anybody else that you had met, or nah? Was I just like a goofy nigga?
Like when I first got in, you were just goofy for.
But my perspective of it is this: I personally felt like, and we've had this conversation, so I kind of can know his perspective. We had a conversation about why we didn't really kick it tough, and I think that we didn't kick it tough. From his perspective, he say, "Man, I was just a wild dude. Like I was always into some shit. I was just he knew I was cool to be around, but I was a wild nigga. Like I was lit. You know what I'm saying? So, because when you look at that video, Miles wasn't in that pillow party. He wasn't fuck with Miles. Was like, I'm not. But I think he was asleep too, or he was on duty. So I don't know, but he wasn't fucking with that. No, I couldn't influence Miles ever. That's my bro though to this day. Like when we got to Korea and it was me, Nelson, Coop, Miles. I think Jones was out there too. I'm forgetting one other. April Young was out there with us too in Korea. So we all went over there, and that's when Cord and Von's friendship just, I don't know what it was, bro.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm paranoid, I'm tripping, I've been smoking and sipping, I'm fucking around too.
Go crazy, hold on.
Came on me, you look like Egypt! Fuck with that, man.
That's why I don't go out in Augusta, man. What'd you say?
I was booked and shit. Egypt!
She said his name wrong first. The nigga name was all wrong. Man, this is why I don't pop out in Augusta, man. I stay my ass out the way or in Atlanta. Then the bitch called me Gunner.
I don't fuck with snitches.
I ain't really like that one, though. Like, I should have got... You lucky you was getting a nigga I gonna fire ass up.
Shit. Oh shit. Von with the scraped teeth in his bitch. Got 24 fucking folk, 20 bands, split that shit on the fucking coat. Oh my god, look my hair, now I got one in look. I'ma still put some diamonds on. Baby, put these diamonds on the phone. I got a
I think I called him on leave before we went out there. Them boys had got out there before me because I missed my flight. Again, I was a fuck up. I was in the city. I ain't gonna lie. I probably might get some coochie. That's why I missed my flight, Army. I'm sorry. I was probably getting some coochie, and I just time slip a nigga mind. But they flew me out to Korea the next day or the week after or some shit like that. But yeah, man. That's where the friendship really started right there. Like, and I could still feel like in the beginning it was kind of like I'ma see what this nigga about, man, but I ain't really fucking with him for real. Cause I was lit, man. I was lit. I ain't gonna lie. I had a great military life. Starting in my first duty station, Korea. I'm 18, 19. Was I 19? I know my birthday was in. Hold on. No, my birthday was in because we was at AIT for a few weeks. We wasn't there long. My first birthday in the military was in Korea. Yeah, I had a birthday before I joined in. I had a birthday when I went to my first duty station. My ass was on Article 15 before my birthday. When I got off for my birthday, we fucked that city up. We fucked Korea up left and right. Pause, no homo, whatever y'all want to say. We tore that motherfucker up, man. When I got out, it was up. It was up. You know what I'm saying? It was a different situation. You know, I'm going to tell you a little story that a few of my battle buddies know. I ain't going to incriminate nobody and put them in it, but there was one time we was in Seoul, Korea, and we were shopping. Y'all know the mannequins? Like, y'all know the mannequins, like where they had the clothes and new stylish trends and shit like that. If I could find this picture, I'm going to post it too. I wore that whole mannequin and didn't pay shit. I'm talking about from the little jewelry they had on that bitch. I stripped the mannequin so fast and walked about that bitch. I ain't gonna tell who was with me, but I was off the chain, man. Yeah, I was wilding, man. I was on CCTV. I was be on the lookout. A bolo picture. That's what I was just showing you. I'm gonna post that too, man. Yeah, I lived life in Korea, and I was so blessed to have the military as a crutch for me not to, really see the long-term effects of my troubles that I was causing. So I'm very blessed for that, and I want to say this to all my veterans, man. I'm a late bloomer in this shit. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I'm a late bloomer in this. Like, when I got out, I still didn't get the benefits that I needed right away. And that's what I want to talk about to all my veterans also. Go get the help you need, man. I'm seeing too many veterans that are losing their lives or passing because they don't have the help that they need to get from these the military community, man. If you are witnessing any type of mental health, any type of aches, pain that you just know is just consistent and something is wrong, man, please go get the help you need it, man, or you need it all, man. Go get anything you need, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna just give y'all a little bit about my history and where I came from. I was so prideful. I didn't think I needed disability. Man, the fuck was disability gonna do for me? I come from Dayton, Ohio is a street background. Like even if you not a street nigga, you still from coming from there, you can be a street nigga. I ain't even gonna lie. You see so much just being an innocent bystander to shit. It is what it is. You see the worst shit in Dayton, Ohio. I don't know nowhere. I don't know no city like my city. You either gonna be a hustler or you gonna be a geek or a fiend. That's it. And you gonna be in between. You gonna live a normal life, coast. You gonna coast through life. There's a lot of coasters in Dayton, but even as a coaster, I ain't gonna lie, you still gonna be an upper echelon person because you done coast so long and you see the way the avenues that's gonna get you where you need to go. When they say stay down till you come up in Dayton, that is a model to live by, for real. But when I first got out, all my people around me was getting disability, and I just didn't know how. I didn't really give a fuck too, because I'm just a hustling ass nigga, man. I'm gonna go to work. I'm gonna work 2-3 jobs or 2 jobs. Anybody who know me in Ohio, I worked at the mall. I worked everywhere, and then I hosted at night at clubs. It took me a year before I got in that bag of getting money for the hosting. But man, if you a veteran, man, go get the help. If you seeing this, go get the help you need, bro. Like, for real. This shit get bad out here, and you have a little advantage for your prior service and the work that you've done in the military. You need to go get it. Any ache, pain, whatever, man, go tell them people they did that to you. I'm just being real. You know what I'm saying? And I'm blessed to really have my disabilities and be able to fall back on that now. And I'm thankful for everybody that's been in my corner that has helped me get there, man. It took me 8 years to get something. 8 years. And we'll talk about that in another pod. But yeah, man, I want to thank everybody who been around me, who I've encountered life with in the military. who got to witness me in my raw, just I'm that nigga vibe. And thank you for real. I want to thank all y'all for letting me be who I was in the military to be who I am now. And man, you know, anytime I lose a battle buddy that passes or I lose a battle buddy, man, it affect me, bro. Like y'all was around me in some crucial points in my life. And I just want to thank y'all, man. So lastly but not least, man, happy Veterans Day to all the veterans. I want to drop this just for my vets, man, because I was just an individual in the military. A lot of people I listen to other service members that I know and, you know, people that's close to me that was in the military. They ain't lived a life I lived in the military. They literally walked a fine line. I told that motherfucker up when I was in there. So, you know, Big Rambo, Big Bond signing off, man. And I want to say happy Veterans Day to all my veterans today. Go eat free. Go have a good time. Go be with some other veterans and just enjoy the day, man. Thank you.
Joseph, pick up the phone.
I'm about to pull up. I'm about to pull up. I'm about to pull up.